you! We just become best friends! Yup!
Gigaspud 1 has just boarded the plane.
What? Thank you! We just become best friends! Yup!
Alfred Demian has just boarded the plane.
What? Thank you! We just become best friends! Yup!
Patrick Tediak has just boarded the plane.
Hello. Welcome in, adventurers, to another fun-filled day. We're just about to start. It's opening me nuts. Haven't had breakfast. Here we go. Is everybody ready? Let's do it. Hello everyone, welcome to another Fighting Fantasy Fun Fest of everything that we need for today. Battleblade Warrior is what we're doing. That is our game. Let me turn the dungeon down. There we go. Battleblade Warrior is what we're going to be doing. And I'm looking forward to this because the cover looks pretty cool. A lizard riding a pterodactyl. What's that all about? Need to iron my shirt. How is everybody doing? David Day, you finally catch the stream live for once. I recently picked this one up from World of Books, but haven't played it yet. Just started Crown of Kings. Oh, that's a good one, Crown of Kings. Yes. How's it going, Wargaming Dad? Leo M, how's it going? Welcome in. So, Battleblade Warrior was written by Mark Gascoigne. And if anybody knows Fighting Fantasy, he did the Dungeoneer and the Advanced Fighting Fantasy books. This one should be pretty good. High expectations already. Illustrations inside are done by David Gallagher, and a quick, brief look at them, if I can find one. Yeah, they're okay. They're you know, they're average. They're nicely drawn. You know, nothing over the top or nothing poor. It's pretty good. And it's got a lot of lizards in it. And the cover illustration was also done by David Gallagher. So he did it all. That looks a very interesting scene. That kind of really does set the tone of the book. And inside, there is a full color map of where it sets. River Vermorn? So, Border Hills, Axehead Plains, Desert of Skulls. Desert of Skulls. So we kind of know where we are, type of thing. So, how is everybody anyway? What's everybody up to? What is everybody's flavor today? Let's skip those ads, shall we? Make sure they don't appear. So yeah, can't wait for this one. Now, this one's a little interesting. Flicking through the initials, it specifies a few things in the old adventure sheet. It's a bog standard adventure sheet, skill, stamina, luck, but you also have special items as well as your backpack and meals, and that's it. But under meals, or under stamina rather, when we flick through, it says your stamina will change frequently as your journey continues, and at various times you'll be given opportunities to eat some of the supplies you carry with you. Eating one provision restores up to 4 stamina points, and it says you can only carry up to 4 meals at any one time. So it doesn't say we start with 4 either, so I don't know what to write. I guess we're going to get given it. But there's also a section on skill and luck, which, you know, on the hints of play, that's not usually put in these books. So it says here, as you are already a battle-hardened warrior with many fights behind you in defense of your besieged city, your skill score is above average. It will not change much during your adventure, as you may only change it if specifically instructed. Skill is a measure of combat prowess. It can be reduced, for instance, by losing your weapon or by the effects of something like poison. Acquiring a enchanted weapon could increase your skill, but remember, you can only use one weapon at a time. And again, it does say something about the luck section, which, I mean, it's pretty bad. The eyes of the gods are upon you in your quest. Your patrons will attempt to help you, but their rivals will set deadly enemies and traps in your path to thwart their plans. You will need to use your luck wisely and sparingly if you're to survive and vanquish the forces of evil. There may be occasions when your luck will improve and you can recover some points. So that's basically it. There is nothing special about the skill, stamina, and luck. It's the same old, so we'll do that in a second. Michael, hey, how's it going, mate? Is that you, Captain Michael? Is that you? That's funny-looking British Caledonian. Yeah, that's a British Caledonian pterodactyl. So that's Captain Michael. That's me. Yes. Okay. So, yeah, looking forward to this one, as is David. He's looking forward to it. So, the introduction, I gotta say, though, is a bit of a long one. It's like 2 or 3 pages long. You know, this is a bit of a lengthy intro here. So we're going to start that in a second. But first we need to roll for our character. And I haven't had breakfast, so I've got some nuts here that I'm nibbling just to keep me going. Anything, anybody want to say? We're all waiting 2 months to go before the new Fighting Fantasy book comes out. You can pre-order it on Amazon. You nicked those nuts from EasyJet. Nothing easy about these nuts, mate. Tell you that now. These are going to give me a bit of energy boost, you know. I'm going to have to sit like this because my shirt's not been ironed. I just threw it on and I thought the creases would go by now, but clearly they haven't. That's alright, I ain't bothered. Got me water. Got me book. Got the dice. Got me pen and paper. Got everything we need. And got you guys. And we got each other. So, yeah, doing it today instead of next week, which is lucky for you guys, but it means 2 weeks' time for the next one. Which one is the next one? Can we find out? Let's see if we can find out. The next book in the Fighting Fantasy saga is Slaves of the Abyss. Ooh. It takes at least a day for the... I don't see what that says. Creases to go. No, it doesn't. Not with next t-shirts. It only takes a few hours, mate. It takes a few hours and the creases are gone. I found this shirt in the back of the wardrobe, buried, and it wasn't hanging up, so that's why the creases are there. So, right, let's roll dice, shall we? We got our dice here. So, we're going to roll for our skill. Here we go. I rolled a 5. That's a skill of 11. Dudes, we are on good starts. 11 skill, and that's based out of 12 for anybody who is new. Now it's our stamina, which is based out of 24. I rolled a 7, and we add 12 to that. So, that's 21, isn't it? 7 plus 12. Is anybody going to correct me? I feel like it isn't. It's 19. 7 plus 12 is 19, sorry. So, that's okay-ish. That's a little bit above average. To be honest, that's enough. Because we have meals to get us through, so... Right, now it's time for luck. This is out of 6, and I rolled a 2. So we have a luck of 8. Oh, it's out of 12, sorry, not 6. So we've got luck of 8, which is average. You know, we could get by with that, but luck is only ever going to go down as we use it. So no potions, no magic cats to give us extra more luck. We have a sword, I believe. Actually, it hasn't even said that we have that. I don't think it actually says what we carry on us. Does it? No. We're going to guess we've got a sword. We're going to totally guess. The first picture's pretty cool, though. That's the first picture for the introduction. Pterodactyl attacking some people. So, anyway. F's in the chat to begin. And I'll have a couple more nuts while I... Ooh, sugar. Get that later. Should I get it now? Don't wanna... Yeah. Walnuts are good for reducing cholesterol. Almonds are good for energy, as are cashew nuts. Macadamias, don't know what they do. Here we go. Timer on. Start it. We've begun. Right then. Here we go. I've got nuts in my teeth now. As the might of the Lizardmen Empire smashed like an ocean breaker against its walls once more, the besieged city of Vimorna shuddered, but held. Along the ragged lines of its shattered walls, desperate men and women fought. They were dying on their feet, their energy sapped by 6 years of starvation and malnutrition. The battered troops held firm through the sheer willpower. For every pace the reptilian troops gained, the defenders vowed 100 lizard corpses would lie. But the lizard men could bear such losses and more, for the might of the Lizard King's armies was colossal. Are these the same lizard men from Island of the Lizard King? Soon, very soon, the evil humanoids would break Vimorna's last ring of defenses, even if they had to dismantle the city stone by stone, brick by brick. The empire of the Lizard Kings would not rest until all the lands of the southern Alancia were ensnared under its cruel dominion. And then there's a section here called Inside the City. All this you know, clearly. For your mother is Queen Peril. Perel. The lion-hearted woman who now commands Vermorna's defenses. Your father, Alexandros II, was struck down by a poisoned javelin in a counter-attack to keep the reptilian hordes from the outer wall of the castle at the center of the city. Dudes, we're royalty. We're like a prince or a princess. I mean, if we're going by the picture, we're a princess. But we're royalty, man. His death made a warrior of your mother. But this and years of constant bombardment has changed her beyond belief. Where once she was beauty and grace, she is now thin-lipped sternness. Her eyes red-ringed through lack of sleep and the side effects of her sorceress searches for supernatural aid. Night after night, the queen pleads with the gods and their servants for divine help against the overwhelming odds, And each night she receives no answer. It is as if there is a war in the heavens as well as on Titan. And the forces of evil and chaos are winning there too. Your father's death also made a warrior of you, and now you ride into battle alongside your mother. Between raids and wall duties, you help tend the sick. A raid in rows in the great hall of the castle. There are wounded warriors by the score, but also a great many women and children, injured by flying missiles or simply suffering from malnutrition. Food is now very scarce and strictly rationed, and it is only owing to good planning that it has lasted so long. Wow. The next section's called Troubled Dreams. What is perhaps worse than lack of food is the constant lack of sleep. It would be hard enough to sleep anyway, but the bombardment of rocks and exploding balls of sulfur, but each night, weird, the enemy conjure up spirits and demons, which howl around the towers of the castle until dawn. Their screaming, often joined by sorcerous thunder and lightning, would keep all but the most desperately tired awake. However, on this night, even you sleep. You spent most of the evening helping to put out a massive fire blazing in the south tower of the castle, started by a flaming brand, which had hurtled into the city from one of many giant catapults stationed just out of the reach of the city's archers. When the fire was out, you didn't bother returning to your quarters in the main keep, but just found an empty corner, pulled your stained cloak over yourself, and slept. Oh yeah, we can sleep through a battle, we can. Dawn breaks and you awake, savoring the warmth of your corner and the light on your eyes before opening them. But the castle is somehow different. You lie still for a moment before sitting up with a start. There's nothing but silence. Everywhere is quiet. So quiet you can hear your breath coming in short gulps as you rub the sleep from your eyes with your dirty fists to find yourself alone in a corner of the inner hall. All you can see are the bare rubble-strewn flagstones, the first traces of weeds poking up between them as if stretching for the sunlight, which beams through the gaps in the shattered roof. By Telak's golden sword, you exclaim aloud, using the oath your mother always forbade you to utter in those far-off days before the siege. The siege, you remember. The siege. And mother, what in the name of all the heavens is going on? Mom, what's going on? Indeed you may ask, comes a voice from behind you, and you spin around and look up in wonder. Atop the ruined wall above you stands a glowing figure, a hefty warrior armed for battle and clad in brilliant golden armor. About his feet stalks a lion, which must be fully grown, though it is dwarfed by the radiant figure. Know you not who I am, my child? You called on me just a moment ago. Through a truth, I was here waiting for you. The warrior intones in a voice that rumbles like thunder round a distant mountain. His gleaming emerald eyes stare deep into yours, flashing with supernatural power. Mate, we went to sleep? I swear we're still dreaming. Like, this doesn't happen on the regular, does it? Next section is called The Task of Telak. There's only 2 more to go. You drop to your knees, more out of amazement than respect, for you know that the figure before you is Telak, the sword bearer, lord of courage and patron of all who bear arms against evil. My lord, you stammer, what would you have of me? Don't be afraid, rumbles the heavenly voice, for you must listen carefully to what I tell you. The dark forces that oppose both of us are gathering for a final assault. Even as I speak, demonic legions begin to batter at the gates of my ethereal palace, just as they batter at the very doors of yours. What is needed is an earthly victory against evil, and soon to divert the Lizard King's deathless masters away from my door, so I can properly come to Varmorna's aid and get some shut-eye, because these lizards are just keeping me up all night. Know you of a place called the Dirt Kalakin? Telak's Mount. It is one of the twin peaks in the Lion Heights, far to the northeast of Varmona. You must go there and find a weapon which will aid you and your city against evil. Seek out the man they call Lascar. The golden warrior's face fades, as if his attention were elsewhere, and the lion at his legs growls. Can't do a lion. I must depart to secure my own gates, but go and serve me well, and wheresoever I can, I will aid you, for you are a warrior now, and under my protection. We're his bitch, basically. The golden warrior and his lion leg it, and a rough hand is shaking you awake. Through the musty gloom of the inner hall, you can see others rising and shaking themselves. From all around you comes the sound of coughing, stamping, chattering, mingled with the distant sounds of battle. Man, this is one hell of an intro. I must say, this is an easier read than some previous books. Well written, I'd say. It is decided then. All the omens are with you. This is called the mission now. You must depart as soon as you are able. Your mother looks stern, but you know from her eyes that she is dreading your leaving on such a dangerous mission. Around the room, everyone shares Queen Perel's mingled look of trepidation and resolve, but all nod their heads at the decision. You will leave a few hours before dawn to give you the best chance of crossing through the enemy's encampment. In the darkness, you may be able to pass through their lines, though I still feel fear for you. I was chosen, Mother, you state simply, and leave to prepare for your journey. Woo! That is an intro and a half, I say. That's the intro, guys. Basically, we're, pretty little rich boy, Prince Rich, and people are attacking our city. And we got to go and get them, basically. So, wow. What does everybody think to that one? Took me 10 minutes to read that intro. 10 minutes. Hello? Is anybody there? If you find that you might be flagging behind, refresh your screen, or just refresh the screen every now and again to make sure that you're all caught up, because I think on YouTube it is very easy to flag behind. Right then, let's start. Already lost like 6 viewers. Dawn is not far away. All night the bombardment of the city has continued, but somehow you managed to rest and relax a little in preparation for your journey. Now, with the moon set and the first few glimmers of light on the horizon, you are in the secluded room of your mother, Queen Perel, making your final preparations for your journey. You are dressed in sturdy clothes, but with minimal armor so you can move quickly. You have a strong cloak to protect you from the elements and to keep you warm at night. There is a large rucksack filled with supplies. 4 meals. Boom, there we go. We do have 4 meals. Only 4 to play with, guys. And your trusty sword and your hunting knife. Well, in our case, our trusty sword and our musical instrument. While you're getting ready, the Queen goes to a chest and pulls out 3 items from it. These belong to your father. Is it a lightsaber? She says, and I know he would want them to be put to good use. You may take 2 of the objects by going to the appropriate paragraphs. There is a bow and 3 silvered arrows, a bottle containing a pale liquid, and a small glass globe filled with a swirling cloud of dust specks. We can only choose 2 of these, guys. So which 2 shall we take? We've got the bow and arrows, we've got the pale ale, and we've got a little small magic globe. It's like it's one of those shake me ups. What are they called? Snow globe. Snow globe, pale ale, or bow and arrow. Guys, select 2 in the chat now, and then we'll see what the consensus is. Merlin. So Leo says bow and snow globe. What do you say, Michael? Are you still here? Rhymester? Hello, Rhymester. Sorry, mate. I didn't see you there. Wargaming Dad, David, what do you say, guys? What shall we take with us? Got the choice of 3. You can only choose 2. You got the bow and arrows, the pale ale, or the snow globe. Which 2 of the 3 would you like, guys? We'll leave it a couple of minutes. I'll have some more nuts. I can't have too many. I don't want to ruin my meal. Wargaming Dad says bow and ale. What about you, David? Rhymester also agrees bow and globe. So that's 2. Right. So we can only carry 7 items in our backpack, and that's just something I've added in to make it a bit more interesting. So these are going to take up 2 slots because we've already got a sword. That's in our... And so our backpack will contain like arrows and bows, I guess. I mean, technically it shouldn't. You should put your bow and arrow on your back. Yeah, we're going to actually do that. So bow and arrows doesn't actually contain a slot. But the snow globe will. We're going to take the bow and snow globe because 2 people have said that. So we turn to the first one. It says here, the bow is made from finely worked bone and has a great many charms and sigils carved into it. Its 3 silvered arrows are churned to perfection. And you know that whenever you fire one, you will be most guaranteed a hitting and destroying of your target. Every time you use an arrow, you must cross it off. So we only have 3 arrows with this. So there we go. And then we've got the pale ale. No, the globe. The snow globe, sorry. So... globe contains fragments of crystal from petrified glowworms. All you need to do is shake the globe and it'll light up, slowly fading after about 5 minutes. So it's kind of like a lantern. So we've got our 2 items. That's it. A lantern and some bow and arrows. We've got basic... I mean, did it say that there are one-shot kills, the bow and arrows? Is that what it's saying? Is that what you guys are getting from that description of what I read about the bow and arrows? Let me just confirm this. It says every time you use an arrow, it says you will be guaranteed of hitting and destroying. Well, it says almost guaranteed. I'm going to say that they're one-shots. You know? That if we use these bow and arrows, it instantly kills. That's what I'm going to say. It hasn't made it clear, but that's what the games master is saying. So... you got several options as far as the routes you will take and your method of traveling are concerned. After a long discussions with Vermorna's most learned experts, those who are still alive, or at least those who are still alive at any rate, it was agreed that you could leave the city with a band of warriors who would try to force their way through the enemy lines and enable you to flee from the besieged city on foot, heading north and then east to your goal. Alternatively, you could take the same route but attempt to leave the city in secret, sneaking through the enemy lines just before dawn. Finally, you could sneak down to the docks and attempt to steal a boat, which would take you a fair distance up the River Wyvern before you head east to your goal. What do you want to do, guys? Do you want to try and break out with force of the warriors? Or do you want to sneak away before dawn? Or shall we steal a boat? Which of those do you want to do? Go with the storm out by force? Sneak away on our own before dawn? Or steal a boat and try and river it? What shall we do, guys? Let's go fishing and take the boat. Oh, David says boat. He was the first one, sorry. So we're going to try and steal the boat. I mean, it's probably quicker if we were in a boat. Right, you sneak through along the rubble, nearer and nearer to the boat. So we have to test our luck. Our luck is 8. And I rolled a 12. That means our luck is now 7, and we were unlucky. Unlucky, guys, is never good. A guard looks up and sees you. You look back at him, and then you both grab for your weapons and rush to attack each other. So, Do we want to allow him to attack us first, or are we going to try and get that first blow in? He has a skill of 8 and a stamina of 9. Our skill is 11. So we have a 3 advantage on him. What do you guys want it to do? Do you want to wait for him to attack us so he rolls the dice first? Or do we try and get to him first so we go first? Is all basically it is. What shall we do, guys? Need a shave. I was meant to have a shave before the stream started. Little trim of the old beardy. Forgot to do it. What shall we do? Let's roll first. So we're going to rush into attack. Okay. So, here we go. We get a 4. The Lizard Man Guard, he has to -3 off this, and he rolls a 9, which becomes a 6, and we had 4, so we lose 2 stamina. 17. We roll an 8, not bad. Lizard Man rolls a 10, -3, which is 7. We had 8, he's -1, so he's now down to 8 stamina. We roll another 8. Lizard Man rolls an 8, but -3, it's 5, which means he loses 3. He's now down to 5 stamina. We roll a 5. He rolls a 7, take away 3, which is 4. We rolled a 5. He loses 1 stamina. He's on 4 stamina now. We roll an 11. He's dead. We rolled an 11. He rolled a 7 -3, which is 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. He's dead. Boom, we defeated him. He's a gunner. We're wiping lizard blood off our sword. You reached the boat with ease. Guys, you never said I could have used the arrow then and killed him instantly. Hastily throwing your equipment into a corner, you push the small craft out into the river. You're free of Vrimorna. Add 2 luck points. Unfortunately, we can only add 1. So we're back up to 8 with our luck. The Vermorn River is broad and slow moving. It means dark waters, for it carries black silt washed down from the Lion Heights far to the east, which is where you are headed. Which course will you follow as you row up the river? Will you hug the north bank, the south bank, or travel midstream? So we're going to head for the north bank, the south bank, or directly in the middle. What do you guys think? What do you want to do? What do you think we should do? North bank, south bank, or travel midstream? Let's try the north bank. Okay. Let's do it. Keeping close to the northern shore, you paddle against the gentle current of the slow-moving river. The riverbank is sparsely vegetated at first, but the trees become thicker as you move closer to the jungle. There is no sign of any more lizard men, but you keep a wary eye open anyway. Suddenly, an angry shout comes from the direction of the north bank, and instinctively you dive for the bottom of the boat. An arrow thud into the wood. Roll 1 die. I rolled a 5. What does that mean? If you roll a 1 or 2, you are hit by an arrow. But we didn't. By the time you peer out again, your boat has floated past the danger. In the center of the river, a huge galley sculls by and disappears into the haze again. Thanking your stars that you chose to hug the bank, you row on. Whew! Guys, we could have had an arrow in us then. So lucky. Giving thanks to Telak for ensuring your safety, although it was very close shave, you paddle on up the river. The Vimorn sweeps north in a wide, slow-moving curve, and you have no trouble guiding your small craft along. The river curves again, heading east. You paddle along, keeping an eye open both sides for any sign of trouble. After an hour or so, the river is joined by a I don't know how you pronounce this. Tributary, flowing from the south. The Lizard River flows from the depths of Siller Cha. And as you pass the place where it joins the Vimorn, you give thanks that you are not having to go up that waterway. So we're like on the river, aren't we? Basically. We're on the river. It is at this moment that you notice 3 boats heading towards you from the southern shore. A few boats coming towards us. Each of the 3 boats, narrow, sleek, and low in the water, carries 2 swamp goblins. Small darts from their blowpipes start to fall in the water around you. You can take evasive action. You can shoot at them from the distance with your bow and arrow, and you can sail past them and prepare to attack. What shall we do? We have a hole in our boat, do we? We can either try and sail past them and attack them, we can use our bow and arrow, or we can take evasive action, whatever that means. What shall we do, guys? Skip these ads. Man, YouTube is relentless with these ads. It's like every 2 minutes I get a pop-up saying, hey, you're going to get some ads. And if I click skip, 30 seconds later it comes up again and again after another 30 seconds until I allow it. Honestly, it's mental with adverts. Take evasive action. Okay? Where? Yeah, here it is. Take evasive action. Roll 2 dice. I rolled a double 1. That's a 2. It says if you roll equal to or below your skill score, which we have, turn to this page. I mean, we pretty much were always going to get below because we got 11. We got so much skill, it's unbelievable. We are Prince Power. Here it is again. Ads will shortly run. Honestly, you manage to evade the boats, but they give chase. Roll 1 die. I rolled a 1. If you roll 1 to 3, you were hit by as many blowpipe darts and deduct 1 stamina point for each one. Well, we only got hit by 1, so we only need to deduct 1. So now we're down to 16. Before you, yeah, we then leave the goblins behind us. So, the goblins are well behind you, but the river is now rough with white water rapids, which are making headway very difficult. Will you keep going, or will you pull over to the bank? Should we take the off-road, or shall we keep on going? Shall we keep plowing through, or shall we pull over? Pull over! I mean, that wasn't me saying that. Let's do that. I was just having a laugh. What should we do, guys? starting to lose it, man. I need to get a little chart on how you play this thing. Head to the shore. Was that an option? It was either keep going or pull over to the bank. So head to the shore. I guess that's the same thing. Yeah. Okay. The current becomes very strong alongside the riverbank, whipping the water into a small whirlpool that threatens to wreck your flimsy craft. Roll 2 dice. Man, this thing's got us rolling dice every other page. I rolled a 7. It's we're going against our skill again, so we rolled less than our skill score. We are so skillful. It's unbelievable how skillful we are. Your arms are strong, and you manage to pull your boat clear of the current. You beach the small craft against the north shore and remove all of your equipment. You may stop here and eat some provisions, although we've only lost 3 stamina points in total, so it'd kind of be a waste of a meal if we did. But let me know if you want us to eat. Put capital meal in capitals if you want us to eat a meal. You were on the edge of a jungle. Save the food for later. Yeah, I feel so. You're on the edge of a jungle. You may either plunge straight into the jungle and head east, or you could head north along the fringes of the jungle before turning east further on. What do you want to do, guys? Do you want to just go straight into the jungle, or do you want to walk up the beach by the jungle? There's the 2 options. And I kind of feel like we kind of need the other one as well. Oh, I thought I had one that said that. Oh, I need to get some jungle sounds. I haven't got any. Well, that's kind of a jungle, I guess. Yeah, we'll take that as a jungle. So which one do you want to do, guys? Into the jungle or alongside the jungle? Go up the beach. So we're going to walk alongside the jungle. Okay. Right. Head north along the fringes of the jungle before turning east further in. Keeping the dark, forbidden tangle of the jungle always on your right hand, you decide to head north. Away to the west is the southern extent of the Axehead Plain. As you gaze out over it, you notice that something is burning on the horizon. Could it be Vimorna? No, it's too far north. You decide it must be somewhere else under attack. You peer further south but cannot pick out the city through the haze. Will you keep heading north on the course, or do you want to change your mind and head directly east now? So, welcome to the jungle! Hey Greg, how's it going, mate? Haven't spoken to you in a while. So are we going to keep heading north now, or are we going to head directly east? And get into the jungle! We're going to head east. We got fun games. Welcome to the jungle. Did you know Axel out of Guns N' Roses? Did you know that Axel is not his real name? His real name is Bill Bailey. I did not know that. Honestly. Doesn't have the same, you know, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Bill Bailey and Guns N' Roses. Axel of Guns N' Roses sounds better. So, fair enough. You plunge into the green leafy darkness of the jungle. Little light penetrates. So we're now in the jungle. We're in the jungle. Little light penetrates here, but eventually you grow accustomed to it. Your eyes start picking out hanging vines, birds high up in the lofty trees, monkeys swinging and chattering with one another. It is the cries of the creatures that are most surprising. From up ahead, a peculiar roaring echoes through the trees. Roar. Will you go on through the jungle, or will you retrace your steps and continue along the beach? In the jungle, the mighty... In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the roaring doesn't sleep tonight. A wimbowa, 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 a wimbowa. You guys need to carry that on. Wimbowa, a 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 wimb, and then somebody else comes in. East, right. Let's go. We're gonna continue east. We will carry on. After several hours of hacking your way through the jungle, you seem to be making very little progress, and your morale is falling rapidly. Eventually, though, you come to where the land dips. Ahead of you is more thick jungle, but running alongside it is a shallow depression. And you wish, oh you wish, you had watched those Bear Grylls DVDs now, so you could survive in the jungle without any food. Several leagues along, which it becomes marshy and damp. Will you continue through the jungle, or follow the new depression that you see? So shall we follow the new depression, or shall we continue on our course? Into the jungle. It's a jungle out there, my friends. What shall we do? I gotta stop eating these. It's gonna ruin my appetite for dinner. We should stay away from the marsh. So does that mean you're saying continue through the jungle? Because the marsh is where the depression is. It gets marshy and damp in the shallow depression. So I'm going to take that as to continue through the jungle. You know immediately that you have made a mistake, as a huge fleshy jaw clamps tight around you. It belongs to a giant Venus flytrap, and it has just caught you. Deduct 2 stamina points. We're down to 14 now. You are now trapped inside the carnivorous plant, and all you can do is hack away at it with your knife. There's a picture of this venomous little flower as well. It's got us! So we're hacking away with it. The plant will digest you in 6 rounds unless you can cut your way out. So we have to roll 1 die for each of the 6 rounds and add the results of the dice rolls together. Okay? I'm going to roll 2 at a time. So I roll 2 at a time for 3 times. So the first result was a 6. The second result was a 8. And the third result, the final one, was another 8. So that's 16. 16, that's 24, isn't it? 16 plus 6, 22, sorry. 22. So the final result is 22. It says here, if you score 20 or more points in 6 rounds, the creature will die. We got 22. Yahoo! We made it. We cut ourselves free of the plant. Yeah. Now, surely that should have been based off your skill and not just random dice rolls. Because if you have a skill of 12, you're a badass. You're very skillful. But us doing that rolling of the dice rolls 6 times, based off pure luck now. You might as well just said, test your luck. It should have been based off your skill. It should have said, like, minus your skill score, and then, or compare it to your skill score, and, you know, yeah. Anyway, we're free of the plant. We got out. We got away from that ball and chain. Noon passes into afternoon, and you continue to hack your way through the tightly packed vegetation. So it's getting a bit nightimey now. It's a little bit later on. In the afternoon. As the sun starts to cool, you can stop and eat some meals if you want. If you have none, you can search for more. Well, we haven't even had one yet. We haven't even lost one yet. But it does give you the option to get more. That's pretty cool. That's bloody vegan food. Hero 1, plant 0. Say that. I guess we're going to continue walking then, I guess. We continue on. Seems like an awful waste, that thing. The sun is setting and suddenly the jungle is a very cold and unfriendly place. The sun is now set. You must find somewhere to sleep before it becomes too dark to see. You could climb up into the branches of a low tree or settle down in some soft bushes in the undergrowth. Hey, it's too late now, Leo. We've moved on. I mean, we could always eat before we settle down, but we need to decide this first. Climb up the branches of a low tree or settle in the soft bush of the undergrowth. Rhymester says, get up a tree. Shall we have a meal at the top of this tree, guys? You pull yourself up into the spread branches of a tree. You brush off a few spiders and bugs and settle down to sleep. Guys, are we eating or not? You need to tell me. Wrapped in your cloak, you listen to the chirping of the nocturnal insects. Last time we slept in a tree out. Last time we slept in a tree out in the middle of the night. Greg says eat. Right, we're going to have a meal. So we've now got 18 stamina, and we've lost 1 meal. We're going to have a little 2-minute break. Which one are we on here? Okay. So we're going to eat a meal, which means I get the biscuits out. This is the meal. I'm going to have a biscuit. It's only digestives. I ate all the gingers. God, I've got cookie crumb all over my phone now. Time for a meal. In Alancia, meals are hard to come by. We have these little energy biscuits. So we're sitting up in a tree, just chilling, listening to the animals of the night. Birds. Oh, can you hear the crickets? And the wind rustling through the trees. Can you guys hear that? I hope so. I'll turn it up so you can hear it. Can you guys hear that fine? Well, it's a good view up here. Yeah, man, nice breeze I'm getting. See all the trees out there on the horizon? It's nothing but trees as far as the eye can see. Well, anyway, guys, good night. I'm going to sleep. You wake up with a jolt. It's now morning. And you go rigid as all the hairs on the back of your neck stand up. Something large is crawling along the branch towards you, dragging something behind it. You freeze, wishing you could sink back into the tree trunk against which you were pressed. and the thing is getting larger. And you can hear the faint rasping of its breath. Will you attack it? Will you make a light? Or just stay still and somehow hope it fails to notice you? What shall we do, guys? Something is growing and slithering along the branch towards us. Are we going to attack it? Are we going to stand still? Or are we going to make a light? We're going to shake our snow globe. Stay still, don't move an inch, Rhymester says. Okay. We're going to stay still and hope somehow it fails to notice us. Seems a bit weird. Surely it can see better than us in the dark. Who knows? Heart pounding and lungs bursting. Thou trying not to breathe, you stay as still as possibly you can. The moon slips from behind a cloud and suddenly you can see two eyes. Two large cat's eyes. As you get used to the gloom, you realize that the beast is an immense black panther. Wakanda forever! Dragging a small deer up the tree to eat it. Will you attack the black panther or stay as still as you can in hopes that it will go away? Guys, we got a black panther coming towards us. Are we going to stay still? He's got a deer in his mouth, or are we going to attack it? Deer for dinner sounds quite nice. Bit of venison, guys. They got deer on Titan, just like they have on Earth. Isn't that a bit mad? Like, Titan, I'm guessing, is in another galaxy far, far away. Rhymester says, do not move. Rhymester's been here before, I reckon. The Black Panther flops down onto the branch like a city cat wanting to be stroked, only an arm's length away from you, and it proceeds to rip apart and eat the deer. You shiver in the darkness, hardly daring to breathe as it crunches and hacks at the carcass with worrying dexterity. After 2 hours or so, the great beast stands and tidily pushes the bones of its meal off the branch. It stretches, arching its back, strides off into the darkness. And as it reaches the edge of the moonlight, though, it turns to sniff the air and stares right at you. Then leaps away into the night. You had a lucky escape. Should you ever encounter a creature of such eyes again, you may turn, if you wish, to paragraph 142. No way. So, Black Panther 142. Whatever that means. Instead of however you're directed to, so. Okay. Have we got like Panther power now or something? We've been blessed with the Panther power. Sounds like we have an ally. You reckon? Hey, you didn't kill me? I will help you. Wakanda forever. After your visitor, you spend a restless night. You are determined to stay awake until dawn, but you find you keep dropping off to sleep. When you awake again, the sun is already climbing in the morning sky. You scramble down from the tree and head off towards the river to wash and refresh yourself. So, we're back at the river in the old swampies. And we're having a little bath. La 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 la. You cut a track to the riverbank and wash the sleep and sweat from your face. You check your equipment and eat some more provisions if you need to, which we don't. None of the plants around here seem to be edible though. You are guaranteed to find more on your journey. As you are glancing around at the bushes though, you notice something potentially more interesting. A strange pile of overgrown rocks. Do you wish to investigate the overgrown rocks? Or do you want to set off on your journey once again? Why is a bunch of overgrown rocks suspicious? Like, surely they're everywhere in the jungle. You know, rocks are everywhere and the plants are growing over them. Why is that so suspicious to us? Like, why are we even bothered in this? Like, we've been surrounded by rocks and overgrown plants forever, man. Let's check out the rocks. Okay. Let's investigate this strange occurrence. My God, there's some overgrown rocks. Cutting away the plants, you find a pile of smooth worked stones, which really shouldn't be surprising next to a river, because the river would have smoothed them over. No, it's not a pile, okay, it's a wall. And it seems that people actually lived and built in the midst of this dense jungle. Do you want to investigate further? Or shall we set off on our journey? Rocks don't grow. I mean, there's a wall here. We've uncovered a wall of rocks. Somebody's built a wall. So, we ain't Tony Robinson Time Team. You know what I mean? Who cares? We've got a city to save. You know, we're Prince Abubu of Power Land. Check the wall out though. Okay. Let's investigate this. Let's get off our mission to investigate a wall in a jungle. You guys are the leader. I just follow. You continue to cut a path along the riverbank, finding more traces of what must have been quite a substantial sediment many years ago. You follow the curve of the river for some distance and then find yourself in a wide grassy clearing. Gazing around, you suddenly realize that you're in the open courtyard of a stone temple, most of which is covered in vines and undergrowth. Large columns lie buried under the rampant vegetation, and crumbling stone walls support bushes and small trees. Guys, we found the lost city of Mika, or whatever it's called. You know, the place is very quiet and it feels almost sacred, as though it had never lost its spiritual atmosphere. Well, if it was that quiet, we wouldn't hear the bloody river, would we? Will you investigate further at this beautiful temple, or shall we move on? Let's have a look-see. Fucking ads all the time keep popping up here. Man, YouTube's mental with ads. So what should we do, guys? Investigate further the temple? Or shall we just forget this and move on with the adventure of a mission to save our family and our city from the lizards, you know? Or shall we just go door exploring? The ads have been bad today, but at least they are short. Actually, yes, that's a good point, Wargaming Dad. They're skippable. You can skip them. So it literally doesn't do anything, really. So I might as well just leave it, because everybody can skip. Hey, Flaming Heron's in the house! Hey, welcome in, mate. So what are we doing, guys? Are we checking out the Temple of Doom? Or are we going to carry on with our mission, because we're a Battleblade warrior? Rhymester hasn't had one ad yet. That's because, Rhymester, you're a member of the channel. If you don't want to get ads, become a member of the channel. Right, Temple it is, guys. Temple of Doom. Another good reason to join as a member. Plus you get access to all the previous year's Fighting Fantasy adventures we've been on. So let's investigate further. We're going to find some monks. Guys, we found Wakanda. Isn't it? It's Wakanda. There's the Black Panther there. Black Panther. Slashing away at the vines, you give yourself a nasty shock and you reveal a large panther head carved out of some kind of dark rock. My hearing has just clicked in for some reason, that's weird. These people obviously worshipped a huge panther god. Between the snarling jaws of the statue there is a deep dark hollow. You peer into it, but can see nothing. Will you take a chance and reach into it? Or leave this place? Are we going to investigate Wakanda, guys, or are we going to leave? Shacked Aaron. Yes, finally managed to catch one. Yo, yo, yo. How's it going, Shacked? We're still alive at the moment, guys, but you never know. We've lasted 55 minutes, guys. Where's my hand going? There we are. We've lasted 55 minutes. The timer is just there if you need to check it out. Are we going to check out Wakanda, guys, or are we going to leave? What shall we do? Let's see what's in the kitty. Okay. Let's go into it then. This has nothing to do with our mission. I will say that for the last time. Stealing yourself for a trap. You thrust in your hand and... What? Hang on, what have I read here? Will you take a chance to reach it? Reach what? Hang on a second here. You reveal a large panther head carved out of some kind of dark rock. People obviously worship the huge panther god. Between the snarling jaws of the statue there is a deep dark hollow. You peer into it but you can't see anything. Did we want to stick our hand in it? And people said yes. Yes. Stealing yourself for a trap, you thrust your hand in and grab a small, hard object. But it sounds like a glory hole to me, guys. Slowly, nervously, you withdraw it, expecting every second something nasty to happen. It's a small idol. It's a little Billy, carved from some strange metal. That's rock and roll, that is. Depicting a panther-headed god like the larger figures dotted around the overgrown temple. You steal it. I'm just going to put Billy Idol there. Because, I can't be bothered to put Panther Idol. Like, obviously you have to investigate. You take the little Billy Idol, put it in your rucksack, and you press on. Now we're thieves. We've stolen from a sacred temple. The Panther is judging us. The sun scorches your neck and arms again as you cut your pathway through from the temple. And you're glad you brought your trusty hunting knife with you. Why? A sword would be better. Why are we using a knife to hack our way through a jungle? The old Swiss Army knife is getting us through this jungle, guys. Seems a bit rad. It's no good. You simply must Sorry, I thought that said restart. You simply must rest after your rough night. What? You collect more provisions and sit down in the shadows at the edge of a small sunlit clearing to eat. That's random. That is the correct page. But that is so random. Okay, we sit down and we'll have a little rest suddenly. The book has decided we're tired. The afternoon sun is very warm, but it's quite pleasant in the shade. Just a brief pause. Promise yourself you'll just sit down for a little bit. Unbuckling your sword and laying it beside you, that's a good move in the jungle, isn't it? You close your eyes. I left the pie on the windowsill and it's gone. I mean, so we just sit down in the jungle, take our sword off, put it down beside us, and close our eyes. I mean, we've seen monkeys, lizards, panthers in this jungle. I feel like we're just going to get robbed right now. You close your eyes. The trees rustle in the breeze, although you don't feel it on your face. And you open one eye to look at your sword, and it's still in its scabbard, apparently moving across the grass under its own steam. You spring to your feet, and all around you, swinging in the branches, are hordes of small six-limbed monkeys. 6 limbs? The hell? Should only have 4 limbs, surely. They're called krells. As you move, they start chatting excitedly, and the noise begins to get deafening. The one dragging away your sword is just about to swing off into the trees. Fucking monkeys. Hey, hey, we're the monkeys. People say we trail around. We're stealing your sword today, because that's what we do with 6 hands. That's basically... They got 2 sets of hands, but honestly... Put out a little sign saying free meal while you're at it. Yeah, should we just put all our food on the floor? Fucking hell. You got an ad, so YouTube mustn't agree that members should get ads. Are you a member, Flaming Aaron? Are you sure you're a member? Oh, well, you might want to double check on it, mate. Because I don't remember seeing your name in the list. As you move, they start chatting. Yeah. So basically, the one dragging away your sword is about to swing off into the trees. Isn't that what the badge means? I think once you're given the badge, I don't know if it actually takes it away. That's how Planet of the Apes started. I'm not really sure how YouTube works with the badges things, is if it updates it or it takes a couple of days to update it. But literally, I could check right now in the back end. So if I look in my back end, members, and I go see all members, and Flamin' Heron, you're not in the... Oh yeah, there you are. Joined 22 months ago, so you are. You are a member, mate. So I don't know why you're getting ads. Maybe it's not members who get... Maybe anybody gets ads. I honestly don't know how it works here on YouTube. It's a lot different to Twitch. I only know like pre-recorded videos usually. I mean, we haven't had as many ads as lately. Like, YouTube must have changed something in the back end. What are we going to do about this sword, guys? Are we going to leap and attack that monkey with our knife? Shoot it with an arrow from our father's bow? Or simply chase after the creature, make a threatening noise? Are we going to run after it, bow and arrow it, or stab it with a knife it? Because otherwise it's going to turn into Planet of the Bloody Apes here. What will we do, guys? Chase it! Oh, good. I can still skip them, hopefully. Oh, yeah. You can skip them, yeah. Right, we're going to chase after the creature, make a threatening noise. Guys, what kind of threatening noise shall we do? Tell me a threatening noise you want to hear. What kind of threatening noise? Like... I don't know. What kind of noise shall we moo? The Krell are chasing drop the Krell you are chasing drops your sword and scampers off, swinging up into the branches with dexterous ease. It swings here, it swings there, chattering and screaming, mocking you in a playful fashion. You retrieve your sword, gather up your shit, and move on. Done. Reminding yourself to be more vigilant in the future, you march on, hacking your way through the jungle's tangled undergrowth. The going becomes easier, and when the going gets tough, the tough get going. You find the rhythm again. I got the rhythm of the jungle. Give me that sword back. But you will never be used to having a path. But you will never get used to having to slash a path for yourself. Because we're poor, Prince boy, that's why. Bloody Prince Boo-Boo. I'm a prince, I shouldn't have to do this myself. Throughout the day, Aurelia, the sun goddess, blazes down on you. Every step you take is accompanied by a startling screech or a growl. Is that our belly? You continue to head east through the ferociously tangled undergrowth. Around noon, you have a run-in with a small panther. Now the creature scampers away, you don't know who was more terrified, you or it. And there's an asterisk here. Doesn't even tell me what for. Does that mean we have to turn to that page? Let me I guess so. Let me turn to that page and see what happens. The priest gazes deep into your eyes. The fuck? It is 1/4. Yeah. And as you gaze back, surely you've been seen such eyes before, gazing at you from a Black Panther's face. Could it be that these people are shape changers? Weremen? The priest solemnly picks up your pack and hands it to you, and orders that you would be lowered to the ground. The fuck? Don't make sense. Maybe we shouldn't be reading this now. Your arms are untied. They never were tied. I don't think we should be reading this. I don't think that's what meant for us to happen. As the sun starts to sink behind you, you are pleased to hear the sound of the river alongside you, although you can't see it. As you walk on, the ground becomes damp and marshy, and soon you have trouble finding a dry path. You weave this way and that around large swampy pools and find your feet sinking into the saturated ground. You can try to camp where you are in the sinking ground, or you can go a little way in the hope of finding more solid ground. Shall we camp here in the marsh, or shall we carry on for more solid ground, guys? What do you want to do? Or what you want to do when it comes for you? Swampland, swampland. Or jungle land, rather. Jungle forever. It's here. Looking for solid ground. Let's go find some solid ground. You trudge on, but find little dry ground. It is getting dark as well. The sun set in a blaze of fire a good 15 minutes ago, and the swampy jungle is now cool and eerily quiet. Guys, it's getting nighttime again. You push aside great clumps of reeds, following the twisting path of dry ground, which seems to be leading you deeper and deeper into a maze. And then, although you were half expecting it, turn to the page. Oh, for fuck's sake. And then from the water bursts the most repulsive creature you've ever seen. It's a sickly white all over, like the soft underbelly of a crocodile, and indeed the swamp mutant shares many of the crocodile's characteristics. Basically, it rears up on strong hind legs and snaps at you with its mutated alligator head, and all you can do is bring your sword up to meet its first attack. It has a skill of 10 and a stamina of 16. It's Godzilla! Basically, it's the swamp mutant, and it attacks us first. So, it has to -1 off its skill, though, off the dice roll, because it's got a skill of 10. We've got 11. So, he rolls a 5, which becomes a 4. We roll. It's the same beast on Island of the Lizard King, is it? Have we hit the end boss from Island of the Lizard King? Right, it rolled a 4. We rolled a 7. It loses 3 stamina points. So it's on 13 stamina now. He rolls an 8, which becomes a 7. We roll an 8 as well. He loses another... Wait, yeah. He loses another 1. He's down to 12 now. He rolls a 10, which becomes a 9. He rolls a 9. We roll a 10. He loses 1 more point again. He's down to 11 stamina. Guys, we're nailing it. He rolls a 10, which becomes a 9 again. What is going on? He's got 9. We roll an 11, which is 2. He's now down to 9 stamina points from 16, guys. We're killing it. He rolls a 5, which becomes a 4. We roll an 8. He loses another 4. He's down to 5 stamina points. Honestly, mate, we're just a hero. He rolls... Ooh, I almost hit double 1. He rolls a 6, which becomes a 5. Watch the bird. We roll... Fuck. What did I say? It almost became... We go to attack him, and we slice our neck clean. Fucking dead. I jinxed it. Honestly, I jinxed it. I'll skip these ads. Unbelievable, guys. We lasted 1 hour and 10 minutes. We're croc food. Honestly, Godzilla is feasting on our fleshy skin right now. Sorry, Mom, you're all dead. Didn't mean to do that, Mama. I'll just put it there for now. Fucking hell. This bullshit, man. Guys, we're slaves. We're slaves of an abyss. That's the next book, 2 weeks' time. It's going to be a while before I can put the next stream out because I need to stream Flight Sim in between that time. So it will be closer to the date. But the date is the 18th of August. 18th of August, in 2 weeks' time, we're doing Slaves of the Abyss. Which, if I remember, is a real weird book, like fruity, but really good, really good. I can't believe I thought we were nailing it then. I really was hoping somebody would have said, use your bow and arrow. It's a one-shot kill, remember. Kind of missed a trick on that one. I sent, don't do it again, Adam, just as you did it. Eh? Don't do it again. Don't do it, Adam. What? Why would you... Rhymester, why would you say don't do it, Adam? Oh, you mean like you were preempting that I rolled a double 1? Is that it? I think that's what... Is that what you mean? I did say to shoot it. Well, that's not... Shot it is what you said. Shot it. Don't really know what that means, but if you need... it, guys, if you are requesting something from like the adventure sheet, it has to be in full capitals, like meal or arrow. Then I know to use bow and arrow. But shot it means nothing, really. I'm driving. Mate, you should be on your phone while you're driving. Hang on, you've been driving around for like the past 2 hours. What? I mean, yeah, it's all about the fun, guys. Don't roll double 1s. Yeah, tell the dice not to roll a double 1. I mean, it's just the pure luck of it, isn't it? I really wish I hadn't rolled that double 1, and I thought we'd gotten the double 1 out of the way. I thought we were okay, but clearly not. Clearly, it was bullshit, man. Unbelievable, guys. Unbelievable. So... that's basically it. Oh, you just set off 10 minutes ago. Oh, okay. Well, I hope you're not getting pulled over for driving on your phone right now, mate. But thank you, guys. Don't forget, we got 3 minutes wind down, right? So I will say thank you, Rhymester Wargaming, Dad Greg, Flamin' Heron, Leo M, Shacts. I think I said Rhymester already. Michael and David, thank you all so much for turning up. If I missed out somebody, I'm sorry, but thank you so much. We have 3 minutes to still stay in chat, so don't go anywhere, guys. I will say take care, and I'll see you next time.
I'm the dude. So that's what you call me, you know?
Whoops, that's the wrong button. What happened? I did click that one. That was weird. Guys, anyway, here we go. This is it now. We got a 3-minute countdown. So, skip the ads. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Yeah, the 18th, guys. The reason I had to move it was originally I was meant to be going to see my family. It's my birthday tomorrow. But then everything got changed, so staying where I am. And next week things are happening with family, so obviously you can't do the Fighting Fantasy next week, so I moved it to today. Oh, thank you, Flamin' Heron. Thank you very much. What's your favorite Fighting Fantasy book of all time? Greg asks. Wow. I'm probably a little bit more torn towards Vault of the Vampire, mainly because it was my first. Mainly because that was the first one I bought myself with my own money. And so I've kind of got this kinship with that one. Or this connection, sorry, not kinship. This connection with that one. That's probably my favorite one. But in all honesty, there's so many. I love the Sorcery series. They're really good. There's a few standout ones. Appointment with Fear, that's really good. Obviously, Warlock of Firetop Mountain. Yeah, I tend to enjoy the stories that feel like they are complete, you know, well-written books. I don't like books that they just don't have this flow to it, or the story's all over the place, or it's like so much to remember or take care of. It's like I quite like a simple premise, you know, and a well-written book. So Robot Commando is a great one. Death Trap Dungeon, yes. City of Thieves, House of Hell. These are classics. These are really good ones because they're well-written. Yeah. But I think Vault of the Vampire is probably the one that I'd say is my favorite, if I had to choose just the one book out of all of them. So, anyway. 18th, we have Slaves of the Abyss. We're all going to become slaves. So, thank you so much for joining. If you want to continue a discussion, jump in my Discord. I'm happy to keep chatting. I've got to take care of a few things, but I'll be at my PC still. And I shall see everybody in 2 weeks' time. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to sign off with the little guy doing a salute. Bye-bye.